The Citizen Development Canvas framework redefines how we think about application development and software delivery. For citizen developers, the speed at which applications can be designed, built, and deployed requires a new framework to help citizen developers safely and securely build better apps. For example, the hyper-agility engendered by new citizen development platforms requires light-touch governance structures, full endorsement from the highest levels within the organization, new rules of engagement with the IT department, and a flexible software development methodology based on agile principles.
Hello, I'm Liz Jordan, Interim Head of Marketing and Operational Readiness for PMI Citizen Developer. I'd like to spend the next 25 minutes or so walking you through citizen development, what it is, why PMI is getting involved, and the products that have been developed as part of the Citizen Developer product suite to support the launch of this new product. So let's dive right in. The agenda for this session, we're going to cover the basics, citizen development in action, where I'll be able to show you a short example from Donna Sarkar, Microsoft, the role of PMI Citizen Developer products, and then ultimately discuss how you can get involved. So where to begin? The basics. Citizen development describes the ability for a user, or what we're calling the citizen developer, to create applications without coding expertise, significantly faster and a fraction of the cost. So with a low-code platform, as an example, you could create an application with just a small amount of coding knowledge or basic understanding of how to utilize code to achieve your objective. But in the case of a no-code platform, it truly is no coding experience required. So how does it work? Low-code and more recently no-code platforms are continuously evolving. Citizen development software is now sophisticated enough to generate code based on visual inputs and diagrams put together by a typical business user. So an example of this might be a platform that allows you to build a website using just drag and drop functionality. So you might think of an example like Squarespace, where you don't require any coding knowledge, but can drag and drop in the features that you want in order to design the website that you need to support your business. Why is citizen development important? So citizen development enables a general workforce to create complex, automated, and systemized workflow processes. It has democratized the building of software solutions and the skills required to develop apps such that anyone can do it. I imagine many of you have encountered situations where your IT department, as much as they want to help solve a business solution, simply does not have the resources necessary. Perhaps they're dealing with an enterprise-grade issue such as data protection or cybersecurity, but they just don't have the resources to help the business user automate a workflow or automate a process. With citizen development, the business user themselves can take on that workload. As the expert who's most familiar with the process and the objective of that process, they can create an application themselves rather than being reliant on IT department. So what are the benefits of citizen development? Citizen development enables a hyper-agile way of working, which can lead to substantial reductions in cost and development times. The idea at which you can take an app and design, build, test, and deploy enables teams and organizations to bring products and services to market in unprecedented time frames. So what are some examples of low-code or no-code platforms? There are numerous vendors in the low-code, no-code space, with new entrants and existing players refining their offering. So what we have listed here are a combination. Some of these are low-code and some of these are no-code. These might be names you might recognize. So as a no-code platform, you might recognize Google AppSheet, or as a low-code platform, perhaps you would recognize something like TrackVia. The features and functionality of each platform are going to vary, and which platform is right for an organization will really depend on the problem that you're trying to solve. For an example, some platforms might be best suited for website or customer interface design, while other platforms are best suited for data processing or automation of workflows. So which one's right is really going to depend on the situation. And it might be the case that within your organization, you utilize several different low-code or no-code platforms dependent on the circumstances. So what about this movement overall? One of the things that's always exciting is just the scale and speed at which citizen development is growing. So one of these statistics here I want to point out is the number of active citizen developers will be 4 times the number of professional developers by 2023, and that's an estimate according to Gartner. And looking at the statistic right below that, Microsoft estimates that 500 million new apps are expected to be built in the next 5 years, with 450 million of those being built using a low-code tool. So who is using these low-code or no-code applications platforms? Well, according to a survey from FTI Consulting, 81% of companies surveyed are already using or are planning to use low-code or no-code. So you look at that, 47% are already using. Just fantastic, this rate of adoption. So I think it's one thing for me to talk about citizen development and kind of how it can be used to automate processes or drive efficiencies, but I think it's another thing to hear about it in action. So I'd love to kind of show you an example from Donna Sarkar. Donna of Microsoft is going to talk about how Sterling Bank was able to utilize Power Apps to automate a process and ultimately save time and resources. So let me dive right in.
In Sterling Bank's example, the citizen dev who started it all, her name was Foyan Olajide Bello. So she worked in the IT department. She was an InfoPath Forms form over data expert. She's not a software engineer by trade. And the bank brought her a business problem. They said, Foyan, we have 167 bank branches all over Nigeria, and the process is this right now, when we want to move money from the vault to an ATM. So everyone who works at these branches, when they're moving money, they go and write it down in an Excel spreadsheet. They're like, you know, my name is, this is the date, my name is this, here's how much money I moved, save. So every bank branch, 167 branches, had their own Excel spreadsheet. At the end of the week, their job was to mail their own Excel spreadsheet to the central CFO's office. And there's some poor person in the CFO's office whose job it is to consolidate all of these 167 Excel spreadsheets and make sure that the amount of money they have left in the vault is the amount of money this thing equates to. This is not a fun job. And there's always error, always issues. People have overwritten their Excels. Someone forgot to send one. It was just like fraught with issue. So Foyan was asked to solve this problem. So at first she's thinking, how do we do this? And she looks up InfoPath, she looks up forms, all the tools she knows. And then she discovers this thing called Power Apps. So she, in a day, built a Power App, just a form, with a SharePoint backend, which was also something they used in the company. And people were able to just input their information. They said, I'm in bank branch X, here's how much I'm moving, etc. Hit submit, it gets saved to the SharePoint. The same central SharePoint. So at the end of the week, she's able to just generate a report of all the transactions from 167 bank branches. This wound up saving them like 60 hours a week at this bank branch. And of course, she's a hero. People are like, this is amazing, Foyan. How'd you do this? This is magic. You didn't even code. She said, I'm not a coder, so I didn't code. Then next thing you know, all these departments are bringing her problems. HR brings a problem, finance brings a problem, legal brings a problem, and she has problems this big. She said, this is not going to work. So she set up Citizen Devs Academy. Just at lunchtime on Fridays, this is pre-pandemic, now it's all virtual. She said, whoever wants to join, come join. She had 100 people sign up. And she created a curriculum. She used our Microsoft Learn tutorials, created a 12-week curriculum. Week 1, what is a Power App? Week 2, what is Power Automate? Week 3. And she had everyone bring a real business problem. So the goal was they would have a demo day at the end where each person individually solves their business problem, presents it. So because people came with a real problem, because they walked through a real curriculum, they all left graduates. She's graduated so many classes at this point. So seeing this happen in real time within an organization really helps to convince people. Because saying, oh, citizen dev's a thing and low-code dev's a thing, that doesn't work. It works so much more to have people from these different business units actually participate in these academies and see the business value for themselves.
So what we have there is a fantastic example of how citizen development can kind of work practically, how you could bring it within your organization. If you're interested in reading more case studies or real life examples, I encourage you to check out our community page at projectmanagement.com, and there's a button for citizen developer in the upper right-hand corner. So understanding kind of what citizen development is and how it might work within an organization, you might be wondering, what is the role of PMI in the citizen development movement? So PMI can provide the missing piece of an end-to-end CD solution. So kind of using a bit of a car analogy, if you think at one end, you have the low-code or no-code technology, so the platform itself, maybe it's TrackVia or Power Apps or AppSheet, that's the low-code technology, or the car. And with that technology, you might get access to a range of trainings, but those trainings are specific to that platform. So it would be how to build XYZ application in AppSheet, or how to add this type of functionality in TrackVia. Or so essentially you're getting, that's what I mean by the manual. You need a driver. So this is the actual delivery capability or the individual that would be implementing a citizen development solution. So if you have the car, the owner manual, the driver, what you need then is the safety manual and rules of the road. And this is where PMI comes in. It's the CD best practices and standards. So PMI bridges the gap between what low-code, no-code allows individuals and enterprises to do and the need for best practices, standards, and governance. So with this governance and kind of best practices, PMI citizen developer products give the IT department the confidence to enable business users to build their own solutions and capitalize on citizen development. So what is included within the PMI citizen developer products? PMI's contribution to the market includes education and certification, the Citizen Developer Partner Program, and content and community. Within education, we have Foundation, Practitioner, Business Architect, and CD Strategist, which I'll touch on each of those in a little more detail. We have the Citizen Developer Partner Program, and then content and community. And I'll touch on these in more detail. So what does the learning journey look like? As I mentioned, there's 4 main courses with CD Foundation and CD Practitioner currently available to enroll and available for purchase online. CD Foundation is really intended for all audiences. It allows you to learn what citizen development is and its importance. It teaches you the benefits that CD delivers and the role of CD in today's business world. And this is a 90-minute course that earns 2 PDUs and available for $79. Then you have CD Practitioner. What we say is that this course is for the doers. So if you'll be involved in the actual design and creation of applications, then Practitioner is probably the best fit for you. So this might include subject matter experts in marketing, operations, finance, business analysts, software developers, entrepreneurs. And what it really focuses on is how to apply the CD methodology to build safe and scalable applications that improve internal and external operations. So specific things you might be able to do after this course is assess the suitability of a CD initiative and address any gaps in a organization's CD capability, assess and track the risks and requirements of your project, and avoid the most common design pitfalls in designing the data model and user experience. The CD Practitioner course, upon completion of the course and successfully passing the 60-minute exam at the end, would actually earn you a micro-credential, which you could add to your LinkedIn profile. And the CD Practitioner is available for purchase now for $249. Now, launching later this year, we are targeting a launch in November of 2021, is CD Business Architect. Now, this course is really intended for managers or people who might be managing the CD practitioners. So this might include team leaders and IT managers, business transformation consultants, or organizational design consultants. And the focus here is how to facilitate CD projects within an organization in a safe, controlled, and compliant manner. It's how to embed the org structures that underpin CD operations. And you'll learn the 5 stages of the maturity model with associated roles and responsibilities at each stage. So as I mentioned, this is really about how to set up accountability structures to manage CD, keep track and manage CD initiatives through KPIs and metrics, and measure the value created from CD initiatives. And again, this course will launch in November of 2021. And then what is still currently being designed is CD Strategist. And this is really intended for the C-suite executives. It is about how to manage and lead the creation of an operating environment that allows CD to thrive. And we expect this course to launch in Q1 2022. One of the things that I really enjoy about the courses is that they are an easy to follow learning experience. They have real use cases presented throughout, particularly within the practitioner course. So this allows you to understand with each concept, how does it actually work in real life? What would it look like if you were on a project and this was the phase that you're going through? And then the practitioner course also includes numerous downloadable tools and templates. So any of the key concepts that are covered within the course, you have the opportunity to download the relevant tool and template that you could take forward and use on future projects. I'll touch briefly on the PMI Cd Partner Program. This is really a B2B commercial wrap around CD's products. And what it does is it supports low-code, no-code vendors and delivery organizations to unlock CD value by providing the standards, guardrails, and best practices. And organizations can apply for involvement in the program, and it gives the participants the ability to differentiate themselves in the market and benefit from PMI's endorsement, content, and network. And again, this is really geared more towards the B2B aspect. So how could you get involved? I encourage you to join in the conversation on PMI Citizen Developer on our community portal, which is available now at projectmanagement.com/topics/citizen developer, but also to take the PMI Citizen Developer Foundation and PMI Citizen Developer Practitioner courses. Both of these courses are available for purchase at pmi.org/citizen developer. And if you have any further questions, again, we can be reached at citdev@pmi.org. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy getting started on your citizen developer journey today.